Hey guys, there's a really cool company called Gamebox Monthly that I'm kind of obsessed with. What is Gamebox Monthly, you ask? Well, it is a service that delivers indie tabletop games to your door every month. How cool is that? It's really cool. Let me tell you why. People are so consumed by devices and screens. We need face-to-face human connection. Come on. So it's a great way to discover new games together with the people that you love and care about, or even just remotely like, or maybe you don't like them at all. Maybe you'll get to like them after you play some of these tabletop games. You never know. It's a great way to re-engage your original social network. So go to GameboxMonthly.com and rediscover social.
Krista! Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really? Because you seem a little...
I said I'm fine.
Okay, well, we all love you, so if you need to talk, we're...
She's fine. She's fine.
Hey, everybody. You're listening to I'm Fine with me, Krista Allen. I'm really excited today. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Okay, so this is not my normal podcast. Normally, I do things like relationships or like things that are like inner stuff, like with your brain and your heart. But you know what? You know what I've been doing lately? I've been really sucking at taking care of myself. Anybody else? Like truly sucking. I don't eat well. I'm not exercising. I'm not doing good at any of that stuff. And I've recently been turned on to, well, this is how this journey started, by the way. I became an ambassador for FitVine Wine. And FitVine is like this really awesome company, and their wine has so much less sugar and less carbs, and it's tested in labs, and it's biohacked, and it's awesome, and you can basically drink an entire bottle and not have a hangover. And that led me to my guest, who I will in a minute introduce. FitVine is the wine of this new restaurant called Primal that is in Culver City. And the owner of that restaurant, the founder of that restaurant, Mark Sisson, is with me today. Mark is a former elite endurance athlete, and he has made health and fitness his life's work. Every single thing he does is motivated by enjoyment. And his mission is to change the life of 100 million people. That's pretty cool, right? He is a best-selling author of so many books on the paleo diet, and his most recent book is the Keto Reset Diet, which is also a New York Times bestseller. Also does the Primal Blueprint, which Primal Blueprint is a book. And then the Primal Diet, I'm looking at Mark while I'm saying this because I'm literally trying to grab it out of him right now. Hi, Mark, help me out here because I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know where you're going with this, but thank you for having me, Krista. This is awesome. We'll
I'm
talk
really
about
excited.
so much cool stuff today.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. You're awesome. You have such a record of just helping so many people. I've been doing so much research on you, and I don't even know where to start, but I want to start with...
Well, let's start with you, because it sounded like you were almost getting ready to beat yourself up about not having taken care of yourself.
Yeah.
And first of all, I'm not in agreement with that, because you look fabulous.
Thanks.
You have energy. You can't tell me you don't have energy. Geez, anyone listening to the opening of the show would go, wait a minute, where's that coming from?
Right.
So let's not get too deeply into sort of the guilt.
Oh my God, I love you already,
and
Mark.
the beating oneself up over this.
Thanks.
We can always take where we are and
Make it better.
Right? And get to the next level.
Yeah.
And if anything, that's been really my main emphasis in life. You talked about, my deal is I want to enjoy every bit of life I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
To that extent, I'm trying to figure out ways in which I can improve my energy, improve my sleep, improve my strength, improve my speed, improve
All of
my
it.
productivity, improve my sense of humor, improve my mood, improve my love. I mean, all of these things,
It's always about bettering yourself.
well, but not from a judgment point of view. It's just sort of a interesting kind of thing to do with your life.
Right.
Like, why are we here? Well, we're here to get the most out of life.
Right. Absolutely. We're here to get the most out of life. But still, for me, when I look back at how healthy I was and I've been so incredibly busy. I've been so busy this past year and a half. So what have I done? You know what's failed is eating right and exercising. Where normally, look, what I do in the morning is what my exercise is, which is not exercise. I go through a meditation. I go through my appreciations for the day and things like that. That's awesome for my soul. But what about my body? I'm looking like, seriously, my ass is on the ground, Mark. I got to do something about that.
I don't think it is. This, first of all, the meditation and the gratitude, those are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And those are really important parts of accessing this enjoyment of life, this ability to extract the greatest amount of pleasure and fulfillment.
That's on the soul level.
On the soul level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, today, I guess we're going to focus a little bit more on the physical.
Definitely.
And we're going to focus on, what it would take to adjust your eating style to access a little bit more energy. They're incremental steps. It's not like, oh my God, I'm failing at life. It's
Right.
just that I would like more energy, or I would like my ass to be a little bit higher off the ground or something, whatever.
Just exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise and eating right, and knowing that my body is getting fed, and also knowing that as I get older, that my hormones are, there's something there was something that you were talking about, and it was about hormones and eating and how that really does affect things, right? This is a thing.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you
No.
do.
One of the things I say is every bite of food is a hormonal experience. So every bite of food that you eat, and depending on the macronutrients in it, the fat, protein, carbohydrate, depending on the micronutrients, the phytonutrients, has a different effect on your body. We have all these hormones: glucagon, ghrelin, leptin, insulin, epinephrine, norepinephrine.
That's where I get confused.
Well,
That's exactly where
a
I get
lot of people
confused.
get confused, but let me do the work, and let me tell you, basically,
Yes.
the shortcuts,
I'm getting a coaching session with Mark Sisson
the
right now.
hacks, as the kids say these days. Ways in which you can optimize those hormones through the food choices you make.
Right.
And some of that has to do with not just the types of food, the amounts of food, when you eat or when you choose not to eat. A lot of these things, come into play when you're trying to craft an eating style that will generate more energy, that will generate greater muscle mass, or make it easier for you to put on muscle or firm up tissue in certain areas, and not put on fat. All these things are available largely because we all have a genetic recipe inside of us that is just this. By the way, this recipe wants us to be strong, lean, fit, happy, healthy, productive, fertile, all the things that we say we want to be. That's what the recipe that's what we're given at birth, this DNA, this genetic recipe. But we have to give it the right inputs. And those inputs can be the types of exercise we choose to do, lifting weights or running, or, those two different forms of exercise have manifest themselves in different outcomes in the body. You lift a lot of weights and you don't run, you get muscular and strong and in one way.
Right.
You run a lot and you don't lift weights, you get skinny and have a lot of endurance.
Everybody's body's different.
And everybody's body's different,
Yeah.
even within that. But the basic recipe works the same way for all of us. We all burn fat the same way. We all build muscle the same way. We all support our immune system the same way. It's just the degree to which we do those things that differs among individuals, partly as a result of our parents, the genetic
Right.
recipe they gave us,
Mac and cheese and Franks and beans.
and partly as
Yeah.
a result of their genetics, but partly as a result of the way they brought
Right.
us up with food and the choices that they made for us when we couldn't make those
Chips
choices.
and dip were dinner at my house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think,
Yeah.
but again, for most people, starting in the 50s and 60s when the commercialization of food really, really took off,
Yeah.
most people had that same experience.
Bisquick. That was a big thing. Do you remember Bisquick?
Bisquick, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, there were, every kid ate cereal for breakfast because it
Cookie
was,
Crisp was my jam.
yeah.
Yep.
I tried to be healthy and eat Life cereal because it was theoretically, it was supposed to be healthy for you.
What a lie.
What a lie! It had so much more sugar
Because
than all
Mikey
the other
liked
ones.
it. And you were like, I'm Mike.
And like, I don't even know who Mikey is, but man, he's now a superstar across the country, so he must know something. So we come to a realization, maybe in our 20s or 30s or 40s or whatever, that gosh, what I was doing and what I could get away with for a long time. And you're a person who could get away with it for a long time, right? You
I think so.
Yeah, you had good genes. You had, you lived I'm sure a relatively sane lifestyle, right? And you could. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes.
But you know what I mean? So you could get away with it for a while, but then at some point, things start to slow down. The metabolism starts to slow down. The hormones start to kick in, particularly if you're a woman. And you go, I guess I can't get away with that anymore.
Right.
I guess I can't, get away with eating a whole Cinnabon, and then just go run a 5K and feel like it's all gone. So those are the realizations that we get to later in life. And some people have done a lot of metabolic damage by the time that realization hits. You're not one who's done that. I have, that's never been part of my story, but I know a lot of people who have done a lot of metabolic damage, either knowingly or not knowingly, through the choices they made, through the types of foods that they thought they couldn't live without, right?
I just can't believe that we don't know this stuff, but now we get to know it.
Well, yeah, but knowing it and doing it
are such is life, isn't it?
No, and that's I tell this to people all the time. As if you're reading my books and on my blog and following what I suggest we do, you might find that you don't exactly understand what's going on, but as long as you incorporate it, as long as you take the advice and do it, you don't have to understand the science behind it. You just have to sort of incorporate this into a habit and make that the plan.
Well, and I also want to tell everybody out there, Mark has this amazing blog called Mark's Daily Apple. I've been obsessed with it since I knew that you're coming on the show, and I've read so many different articles. The inspiration, the different people that write in their stories, it makes me want to cry because there's so many beautiful transitions and transformations in people's lives. And then just the information that you give, it's just so open and honest and awesome. And I mean that. It's awesome. You guys have to check it out. It's kind of the beginning steps of starting with this, I think. Wouldn't you say it's like, this is where you start. You look, if it resonates with you,
yeah, exactly.
Then go, hey, I want to keep going further.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've 4,500 articles.
So good.
Yeah. I mean, we started in 2006 and I or my team has written something every day for the last 11 and a half years. It's been a wild ride thus far, but it has brought a lot of people into this community who otherwise would not have had an inkling about how their body worked.
Right. And it's just finding that and doing it. And it makes me want to do like the 21 or 30-day challenge just to see. Because so your whole thing with all of this is, hey, if you think you might be into it, do a 21-day challenge or a 30-day challenge or whatever it is. Are those the two, 21 and 30 or?
Yeah. No, I mean, we like 21 the most.
Yeah. Okay.
So because the thing about the 21-day challenge, and I have a 21-day total body transformation. That's one of my first books. And then most recently, the Keto Reset Diet talks about rebooting your metabolism in 21 days.
That's awesome.
That's because that's how long it takes for the body to get the signals. Once you shift in the way you eat and shift the types of foods that you're choosing to eat, you're literally sending signals to the genes. And the genes are then upregulating enzyme systems, and they're building new metabolic machinery, and they're doing all this cool stuff to rebuild, renew, regenerate, recreate, reinvent you minute by minute. And that all happens at the very, at the subatomic level, at the level of the cell and below, based on, again, these inputs from how you sleep, how much play you get, how much sun you get, sun exposure, types of exercise you choose to do, and certainly the types of foods you choose to eat.
Right. And 21 days is also what I've always heard my whole life. It's 21 days to break a habit.
To break a habit.
So,
So there's a reason that it's 21 days to break a habit, because when you're altering your behavior, that's a biochemical shift happening in your body that's getting rid of the old neurology and replacing it with new neurology. It has to do with hormones and neurotransmitters and all this other stuff. So it's all linked. There's no magic behind 21 days or three weeks. That's literally how much time it takes to get maybe 80% of what's going to happen to kick into place.
This is really interesting, and I'm just going to share this with you and everybody. About 3 years ago, I went to a homeopathic doctor, and he told me that I had zero testosterone, and I was like, I don't want testosterone. And he's like, you have zero testosterone. Your estradiol is through the roof, but no testosterone. And that is probably why you feel a little off balance. And balance is such an important thing in the human body.
Yeah, for sure.
And he ended up giving me a pellet of testosterone to like help me. And I ended up gaining 35 pounds
Of
in a
muscle. Just a raw, strong.
It was, I felt like a Tempur-Pedic mattress walking around. You know, that thick, dense. And I was like, I thought, oh my gosh. And then as this happened, I found out that there were like a lot of my other friends were going through these same things. They would go to these homeopathic doctors. Now, what I'm guessing is I could have probably fixed that with a diet.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't just
or a lifestyle choice.
Well, yeah. These, that's, and what's funny is a homeopathic doctor is theoretically supposed to be giving you the total picture, right? The entire litany of here's how you sleep. Here's how you're going to have to orchestrate your diet from the beginning of the day to the end of the day.
They didn't.
Yeah.
If they would have handed me your book and just said, you know what, try this out for 21 days and then come back.
What did you get? A pellet inserted under your skin?
I got a pellet inserted into like the side of my hip.
Subcutaneous, yeah.
And he goes, this is going to make you feel so much better. I remember I went away. I was in Germany. I was doing stuff and I felt great. My energy level was up. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I started noticing out of nowhere, I was like, wow, nothing has changed, but my body was just, it wasn't the right dose or whatever it was.
And that's once you start putting.
But I messed up. Did that mess me up?
Probably, yeah, a little bit, but not permanently,
right.
Just in the short term.
Right.
Women need testosterone, just not a lot of it.
Right, because we don't want beards and things like that.
It just doesn't work.
I kept looking in the mirror every day to see if I had a mustache. I was like, I was so nervous.
So, but there are, my wife does bioidentical hormones. She has done it for 10 years.
Oh, she does?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's no secret. I do supplemental testosterone injections once a week. I've been doing it since
But you guys know this. Yeah. But you know how it works. I just went in willy-nilly.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, there are, sure, like with anything, there's a right way and a wrong way to do these things.
I went the wrong way.
Well, but you could have, had you had a little bit more information given to you and a better plan
right.
that said, here's when you're going to eat and how you're going to eat and here's how you're going to exercise and, here's minimal exercise that you need to do to improve muscle mass and also to improve the amount of fat that you burn off. So you don't store the fat, you actually burn off the fat.
And this is another thing. I was looking for a quick fix. And I think a lot of times people are looking for a quick fix. I don't feel good. My energy's low. Oh, I heard of this great doctor in Beverly Hills that cost $2,000 for one visit. He must be amazing. So you go instead of, which is what I'm learning from your blog, from Mark's Daily Apple, is there's nothing there's nothing instant. It is literally changing the way you think about food and exercise and life in general and taking like baby steps towards a goal of where you want to be, but having fun with it.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that we live in a time when people are looking to hack their bodies.
Yes, a body hack.
Body hacking. And it's like,
yes.
Jesus, you're looking for a shortcut that involves no suffering, no sacrifice, no pain. And look, I'm not here to say you have to suffer and sacrifice and sweat and struggle and do all these negative things to achieve what you want. But to think that you can accomplish some of these pretty involved biochemical changes by swallowing a pill.
A pill. But it's true. People do think this.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's a buildup. And I've seen a picture of your wife, maybe one of the most stunning women I've ever seen in my life. She's beautiful. You guys are such a cute couple, by the way.
Thank you.
You're gorgeous. But she's doing on the other side. She's doing the bioidentical hormones. You're doing this other side. You guys are so healthy. It's ridiculous.
Well, but what's interesting is that we're both really fit.
Yes.
And we don't have the same parents. We just have the same sort of choices that we make in terms of food and in terms of working out and lifestyle, right? So we've been together 30 years, and we're probably as fit now as we were when we met.
Of course. Well, you look like it. You both are ridiculous.
But it's lifestyle. It's not the luck of the draw.
Right. And it's also not and it is lifestyle, and it's not. what I guess what I want everybody to understand out there is there are all different kinds of diets, diet fads, things like that. And they think the thing about this specifically is it is a lifestyle choice. It's not a diet. Like I'm on a diet. You're like, no, this is how I'm choosing to eat. This is what I'm choosing to do. I guess it could be considered because diet just has such a bad connotation and it's like a struggle. And,
yeah, no, the term diet really doesn't exist in any of the books that we write, other than the fact that the title of the Keto Reset Diet had diet in it because I wanted to sell a lot of copies. And
right,
if I'd said
that was smart marketing,
the Keto Reset Lifestyle, it's yeah,
that's really funny.
Is but so dieting just really doesn't work. This is we're shifting a way of eating around to the point where people get the kind of results that they want to see. And then the greatest testimonial I ever get is not only did I lose, 100 pounds or 150 pounds, or not only did I go off my meds, or not only did my polycystic ovarian syndrome go away, or my type 2 diabetes subside, but I feel that I can do this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I feel like I've lost 1,000 pounds off my shoulders because I don't have to think about it all the time. I don't have to sit down and think, okay, what can I not eat? What am I supposed to deprive myself of?
Right. Well, that's the whole thing. And with the keto, with the ketogenic, I used to call it keto, by the way, and then
it's fine.
Is it? Okay. But anyway, the ketogenic eating it enhances your fat burning abilities.
Yes.
But maybe you can explain a little bit or just
sure.
Kind of
So
walk us through.
Let's walk through that. So we are born with this incredible metabolic flexibility. When we're born, we have that DNA genetic recipe that I talked about, which allows us, among many other things, to extract energy from fat, from carbohydrate, from ketones, and even from protein. So we are metabolically flexible. Whatever the situation arises, we have this ability to get energy from these different substrates. Now that happens because of 2.5 million years of human evolution and 100 million years of mammalian evolution before that, where we evolved in a very hostile environment with not a lot of food around. So if you can envision a system that is so efficient that it wires you to overeat. So every time you come across food, your brain goes, we might not have food for the next day or two or a week, so let's overeat.
That's America.
But that's how we're wired, right? That is how we're wired, and that becomes a big problem for America. So we're wired to overeat, and then luckily we're wired to convert excess calories into fat, into energy that we carry around with us on our body. How cool is that from the perspective of survival? To carry your own energy source around with you all the time so you don't have to eat all the time. Stored energy, just like a gas tank.
So
right?
Right.
So now we have this incredible ability to overeat, to store those excess calories as energy, as fat in our body, and then, because of our metabolic flexibility, to be able to take that energy right out of the fat stores and burn it as fuel and spare muscle tissue and create ketones that replaces the requirement for glucose. So we never have to eat another bagel or donut or even I mean, it's an incredible system that we have, that we are born with, that allows us to be this metabolically flexible.
Everybody
is born this way. Now, we screw it up from the first time we eat solid food, because our parents gave us, God bless them, cookies and toast and Zwieback and mushed peas and all of the things that are high in carbs.
Right.
And as a result of this incredible access that we have on a regular basis to carbs, every time you turn around, again, we talked about orange juice, carbs, cereal for breakfast, carbs, toast for breakfast, bagels, Eggos, all.
Welcome to my world.
All right, sandwich, carbs, chips, carbs. Pasta, carbs,
Yum.
bread,
Delicious.
rice, all this stuff, right? And wherever you go, they're carbs. And as a result, because carbs convert to glucose in the body, and the body can't take a lot of glucose.
And glucose is sugar?
Glucose is sugar.
Okay.
And too much glucose in the bloodstream is dangerous. It's toxic. The body wants to get rid of it. And that's too much. Our inability, for instance, to manage this sugar causes diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So we have this access to carbs all the time, and the body's always trying to burn the carbs first. Got to burn the carbs. They got to store the carbs. And the body then gets used to burning carbs and never gets a chance to burn fat. It never goes to this metabolically flexible state where you can take the fat out of your stored body fat and burn it for fuel, because there's always carbs around. And as you get on this roller coaster of eating carbs, the more you eat, the more you need, because ironically, the body
That's so true.
Ironically, the body can't store that much in the way of carbohydrates. So we can store 100,000 calories worth of energy in the form of body fat, and that's only 30 pounds. I say only 30 pounds, right? 100,000 calories. We can only store like 1,200 calories worth of energy in the form of carbohydrate, which we call it glycogen in the body. And so once we run through that glycogen, we get hungry again. If we haven't learned how to burn fat,
Right.
we just get hungry again for more of this carbohydrate, more of this glucose. So we have this cycle throughout our lives where we eat carbs, and then our blood sugar goes up, and then we secrete insulin. So the insulin says, we got to take that, got to take that glucose out of the bloodstream, and we got to either put it in the muscles and store it as glycogen. Oh, there's no room because
Right.
it doesn't hold that much, or store it in the fat cells as fat, or do nothing and then have the blood sugar raise enough that we get type 2 diabetes.
Is that why we're hungry after Chinese food so quickly?
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Okay.
But I mean, rice converts to glucose
Right,
pretty
right.
quickly. But it is the reason why we have this ongoing, like, okay, have breakfast, and then all of a sudden it's 10:30. I got to have a bagel and a coffee for a snack at 10:30. Oh, what's for lunch? Okay, well, we're having sandwiches for lunch and a Coke. I'm hungry at 2:30. What's the break at 2:30? Well, somebody brought some pie. Let's have a piece
And
of pie.
now you're at 2,500 calories. And,
No,
yeah,
Jesus,
or
now you're at
something.
4,500 calories
Oh.
or whatever the number
Yeah,
is. You're
yeah.
at some huge number. And this is how people sort of steadily and insidiously gain weight. And it might not even feel like that much. Again, you might be able to get away with it. 1.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds a year. But, 20 years later,
It adds up.
it's 40 pounds.
Right.
Or it's 50 pounds.
Right.
Right. So it doesn't seem that much when you're doing it, but it adds up. So what I do is I try to recreate this metabolic flexibility. So I teach people how to regain that amazing ability to not only store body fat, but to take it out of storage and use it for energy. And in its place, never have to consume that much in the way of carbohydrate or sugar or glucose. So we do that by withholding carbohydrates to a great extent. So the Primal Blueprint, which is my original book, talks about taking, well, first of all, it gets rid of the things that we pretty much all know we should be getting rid of. The pies, the cakes, the candies, the sugars, the
Right.
sweetened beverages, the sweetened drinks, even the 150 gram fruit smoothies that we buy at the so-called health
At
food store.
Jamba Juice,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
which are the worst.
No,
right?
100%, just all sugar. So we get rid of those, and then we get rid of, because I have a big thing against processed grain. So we get rid of pasta and cereal and bread and rice and crackers, and now you're left with, it doesn't sound like a lot of food, but
Right.
it's meat, fish, fowl, eggs, nuts, seeds, vegetables, a little bit of fruit, maybe a couple of starchy carbs here and there.
And then a shit ton of lettuce.
Well, but that's
my favorite.
it's my favorite too.
Is it?
For sure. I'm like the
People
world's
make fun of me about how much salad I eat all
Well,
the time.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
that in a little bit. But so when you get rid of all of that crap and you come down to these clean foods, you find that you've almost of necessity dropped your daily carbohydrate intake from 350 or 400 grams a day down to 100, 110, 120 grams a day. And that's the point at which the body goes, I guess we're not going to be getting that much in the way of carbohydrate. We better start learning how to burn fat.
Burn fat.
Yeah.
Is that ketosis?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
No, but here's the thing. So for the last 10 or 15 years, I've been eating this way. We call it Primal Blueprint style eating. It's just, it's clean eating. It's real food. You get rid of the crap and you just eat real food. Who would have thunk, right?
Yeah.
And so I was, for those 15 years, had all the muscle mass I needed, had all the energy I needed, never get sick, not hungry, just was living life going, I don't need to change. This is awesome.
I feel fine. Everything's good.
I'm
or,
fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Exactly. Way to bring it back around.
But I had been, I've been writing about ketogenic diets on and off for the last 15 years. I've done a lot of research on them. I wrote about it in my first book. I've been in keto or in ketosis a day, 2 days, 3 days, sometimes almost by mistake. Like I'd finish up a day and go, geez, I just didn't have that much in the way of carbs today. I only had like 30 grams of carbs today or 40 grams of carbs today. That was a ketogenic day. Wow, I feel fine. So I thought, well, I will do a 2-month experiment. And I'll just go full keto for 2 months and see what happens. because I'm a guy, like, I chase performance, right? I'm looking for the
Right.
next level.
Right.
As I said at the opening of the show, I'm looking for the next thing. So I did this 2-month keto experiment, and lo and behold, I had more muscle mass. I was burnt. I didn't have that much body fat to burn
Were
off.
you ripped like
And
completely?
I was ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had I was sleeping better, and I slept fine, but I felt like I needed less sleep. I my cognition was better. I was more productive in my writing, and all these things that I thought I couldn't get any better got a little bit better. And I thought to myself, well, if this is working for me, and I thought I was in pretty good shape and doing well, imagine what this strategy, this technique might do for all those people who are stuck. All those people who are plateaued. All those
Yeah.
people who are frustrated
You
because
hear that all the time.
all the time. So I wrote the book, The Keto Reset Diet, to use this technique. It's a tool. It's not like I'm suggesting people be keto for the rest of their lives. I'm suggesting they use the ketogenic eating method for 6 weeks to reset their metabolism.
Got it.
Now, the difference between what I was doing before and when I'm keto is I just had to find 50 or 60 grams of carbs a day not to eat.
That's it?
That was it, because I was at 110, 120 grams of carbs, and then I dropped down to 50 grams of carbs a day. And it was easy. And when you take a look at the meal plan, and I have a there's a cookbook portion of the Keto Reset Diet,
That's
and I've got
awesome.
another cookbook coming out next year. But these are fabulous meals. Like if you serve them for your dinner guests would go, wow, this is the best thing I've ever had. And,
Right.
then you go, oh, by the way, it's on my diet.
It's on the
Right,
quote unquote diet.
It's on my quote unquote diet. So there's a
Is there portion control, like ounces of meat and things like
so
that?
so great question, and the answer is not in the beginning. In the beginning, when I teach people how to do this, I'm suggesting that the first thing you do is teach your body how to burn fat, and we won't care about the scale. We won't care about any of this stuff. We want you to get through the day with energy, with all of the benefits of energy, and not get hungry. So
That's the key. That's where people screw
That's
up.
where
They get
people
hungry and then they grab something quick
and they
and
go
easy.
straight for the bagel.
Yeah.
So the idea here is, again, in withholding carbohydrates, you're teaching your body how to burn fat. You're literally giving your genes a new set of signals. And those signals are there isn't going to be that much glucose coming in. And since the brain was used to burning glucose all the time, because the brain is a big consumer of glucose, and now it's not going to happen, the liver starts to do its job and starts to kick in and make ketones. Ketones are a byproduct of fat metabolism, and they're a fuel source. And the brain actually likes ketones more than it likes glucose. So you hear about people saying, well, I have low blood sugar and I'm feeling woozy.
I
Well,
say that all the time.
well, if you have but if you have a brain that only knows how to burn glucose and hasn't built the metabolic machinery to burn ketones, then when you withhold glucose, the brain's going to go, "Whoa, Jesus, what are you doing?"
when I get hungry, it's like I turn into a different person. I get the
Hangry.
hangry.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yes, it's like I'm hungry. I need to eat now.
So
That's too much glucose.
well, it's partly that. It's partly that you haven't taught your body to be good at burning fat. You haven't built the metabolic machinery to burn ketones.
Got it.
And that's that whole 3-week indoctrination. And if you spend 6 weeks keto, then you literally are changing your body's metabolism to a point that even when you go out of ketosis and go back to a regular healthy eating style, not back to the old ways of 300 grams of carbs,
Right.
but if you like I don't stay in ketosis much anymore. I mean, I do a reset. I'm going to do a reset once a year, right? A 6-week to 2-month reset. But I stay in what I call the keto zone. So some days I have 40 grams of carbs, and that's keto. Some days I have 175 grams of carbs. The point is I don't notice the difference in my energy levels, in my muscle mass, in anything, in my sleep, because I built the metabolic machine. I have become metabolically flexible so that my body is able to get energy from each of the substrates as it's presented. If there's fat in the plate, I'll get energy from that. If there's no food around, I get fat off my stored body fat. If my brain needs to run on ketones because there's no glucose, my liver makes ketones. It makes it just at the rate that I need to. Actually, the liver can make 150 grams of ketones a day. That's about 700 calories worth of this alternate fuel that almost nobody that has heard of.
Ever.
It's crazy.
Well, and as you're talking about this, it's funny. The first thing I was thinking of when you were talking about when you get hungry, when I was like, I get hangry. You know the Snickers commercials where it's like you should do a whole new one for primal for the primal foods because it's like what it should be is don't eat sugar,
right?
And eat something that's going to start to rebuild your
right. But
system.
It's
like a lie. People don't eat Snickers.
There's a strategy there because if you haven't done the work, if you haven't built the metabolic machinery to burn fats, then a Snickers is probably a good choice.
Okay, scratch that.
No, I mean, no, but what I'm saying is that's why it works for so many people who are what we call sugar burners.
Got it.
These are people who only know how to burn sugar. They are metabolically inflexible. They don't know how to burn fat.
It's most all of America.
Right. So when you withhold glucose from those people,
got it.
It's the brain goes, what's going on here? We got to eat some sugar. What I'm suggesting is that you need, and this is where there's no pill. This is where there's no immediate hack.
You got to do a little work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to change it. And here's the other thing too. Like I know that with the restaurant that you're opening,
yep.
Are there ketogenic plates there? Are there ketogenic meals there? Like how does that even work?
Sure. So the restaurant, which is in Culver City, we have one in South Bend.
And by the way,
too.
guys, it's opening. There's a grand opening this Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be there. Mark's going to be there. We're all going to be there. I'll talk more about it later for sure. But yay!
Yay! So the idea was, this was a place where you could go get food that fits that paradigm, that is low in sugar or has no sugar, that doesn't have grains. So, we have like chicken and waffles, but it's organic chicken.
What?
Yes, chicken and waffles. Organic chicken and waffles made with almond flour. And most people will go in there and say, this tastes better than the chicken and waffles that I'm used to, right?
Right.
So we have...
That sounds amazing.
No, it is amazing. And we have fish tacos, and the tacos are, again, gluten-free tacos, and the fish is organic fish. So it's a place where people can... And by the way, we also have gluten-free beers. So imagine getting fish tacos and beer...
Right.
But having it be gluten-free and organic and healthy for you.
Oh my God.
Right?
And then also, if you want a glass of wine, then you guys have the FitVine.
We have FitVine Wine.
Which is amazing. And they're awesome. Do you love them?
Yeah, the idea behind
I love them
FitVine,
so much.
Which was, I stopped drinking wine for a year because I just did not like the way
Me
I
too.
felt.
I couldn't drink wine until I started drinking FitVine, and now I can have a couple of glasses and I feel freaking great.
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I limit myself to a glass and a half. I can't do a lot more than 2 glasses because at the end of the day, it's still ethanol.
And this has a high alcohol content. FitVine actually has a very high alcohol content for
a clean wine.
For a clean wine, yeah.
But the point behind FitVine is that it's additive free. It's low in sugar, and sugar is the big thing for most people. That's what causes all the issues. The
makes
hangover,
you feel really terrible.
Terrible, yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, especially when you have things to do the next day. It was originally for endurance, for people that were athletes.
Yep.
That's what it's for. And then they made it for actresses. I'm kidding, they didn't. I'm just saying that. No. And then they're like, oh, you have an audition tomorrow? It's okay. You can still drink a bottle of wine and kick ass.
Absolutely.
That's what it's for. But that's the thing. So
but that's a good example. So the things I just mentioned and the FitVine wine. It's literally you can have your, quote, cake and eat it too. It's like you can have chicken and waffles. You can have wine. It's not like you have to be making these huge sacrifices.
Right.
You just have to have them made from the correct ingredients.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It is made from the right ingredients. And then going through a whole other thing with all of this is I know a lot of people, are you guys sustainable with like the meats that you use and all of that?
Locally sourced, locally grown, organic when feasible and practical and possible. That's part of the whole ethos of Primal Kitchen.
Yeah, okay, that's great because that's really important to so many people.
Yeah.
And I know, like when I do get meat, I know where I'm going. I know where the meat came from.
Right.
I'm very particular about it. I really just do more fish than anything. But while I'm going to do this challenge, I'm going to step into it and see how it.
Try some meat.
Yeah, I'm going to see how it feels. I'm going to see how I can step into it and do it. I think.
So my son is one of the owners of the restaurant. He's 23.
What's your son's name?
Kyle.
Kyle. Okay.
Soon to be 24. He's been a vegetarian his whole life, but because he's working in this environment, And when I say vegetarian, he eats eggs, and he's had some cheese,
Okay.
and eats lots of protein powders and things like that. But because my wife raised him as a vegetarian in the early years, he sort of just, glommed onto that and kept that. And his issue has always been with the texture of meat, not the philosophy, not the humane ethical treatment. So now it becomes a texture thing. But because he's in that restaurant, he's now trying.
Is he trying it?
Yeah, no, all the time. He tries the short ribs every once in a while, and he tries the chicken, and it's pretty interesting.
I was vegan for 15 years, and then I went a little more vegetarian, but still stayed away from dairy because I was very angry at the dairy industry for other reasons, for moral and ethical issues with the animals, because it makes me sick what they do to them. And I was just like, I couldn't do it. So I stayed away. And then I went into fish, and I was like, okay, I can do fish and salads and whatever. That's kind of where I am right now. But opening it up, do you believe in the blood type thing? I know it's a totally different thing, but they say if you're O, you should have meat. If you're A, you should be vegetarian.
I don't believe in that.
You don't subscribe to that?
No,
okay.
No.
I've never felt it either because I know how I feel, and I'm an O positive, so I should be eating it, but I don't feel great when I do sometimes, or when I have tried it back in the day. But I think it's mental also, just because I know what's happened, and I've gone to these farms and whatever. So I'm gonna try this. But is your son liking it? He's been vegetarian, and now he's like, I really like this now.
Well, he's not to the point where he says I really like it. He wants to like it. That's the interesting thing. He wants to like it. He wants to eat meat, but because he was a vegetarian for so long, basically a vegan, and because, again, it's a texture thing. Like when he was 17, we went out to dinner one night. We tried some fish, we tried some chicken, and we tried some steak. It was one of those daring nights of his.
Right.
Try those.
Wow.
And what he liked best was the fish, and it was sashimi.
Yeah.
Right. So you think, well, wait a minute. He liked raw fish better. Well, the reason was he had no prior experience with cooked versus raw, and the sashimi had the same texture as avocado. So,
that's so funny. So it's all about texture.
It's all about texture, yeah.
See, I like fish, and I had to kind of give that up. I mean, I had to go for it and just go, you know what? I like it. It's good. That's where I'm going now. But I don't know that I could eat some of the meats. Like, I don't think that I could.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't eat pork, and I couldn't eat, I don't think I could eat beef. But I could try chicken, maybe.
But you're going to try, Krista.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it because I'm going to do a 21-day challenge. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how I feel, and it's going to be amazing. And you know what? If I feel really guilty, I'll just down a bottle of FitVine Wine, and I'll be fine.
The guilt-free wine.
Yeah. I'm really this restaurant though. You said there's another one in
South Bend, Indiana.
In Indiana.
Yep.
And then you're also going to be franchising this.
Yeah, we have
one
being built in Roseville up near Sacramento, and one being built in Santa Cruz right now.
Okay, good. Because California is going to be amazing. That's because people are really going to like that. I'm really excited to do. So yeah, you guys, we're going to Primal on Friday and Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. What are we going to do out there? I know I'm going to be pouring wine.
It's called Primal Kitchen. The restaurant's name is Primal Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be signing books and glad handing and all that sort of stuff.
You're the Keto Reset Diet. You're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Were you going to have what other book? Just anybody that wants to bring their books that are there.
For sure.
And then yeah.
I had another book come out. The Primal Kitchen cookbook came out about 6 months ago. So
that's going to be. Are those recipes the same recipes?
Some of the ones, yeah, we're using some of those recipes.
Do you have the chicken and waffles?
Yes, we do.
You do? You have that one in the book?
Yeah.
And with the fish tacos too?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to get that book. Okay. Well, I'm really excited, and I'm excited to do the opening, and I'm excited to try this 21-day challenge. What do I do? I just go for it.
Well, you just go for it. I mean, we have, you can go to Mark's Daily Apple, and you can download
all of this stuff.
All this stuff, yeah. So we talk about the 21-day challenge on that. Usually we start that challenge around middle of January, 1st or middle of January. We have like you sign up for it and you do it with a lot of other people, so there's accountability.
Guys, please, okay, listen, everybody out there, I'm going to
do
this.
But you're not waiting till January, are you?
Well, I could if it should I make my own challenge with people?
That I would like that if you did your own challenge with people, sure.
Okay.
So I have a book called The 21-Day Total Body Transformation.
Okay.
Right, and that takes you day by day, step by step. It's the easiest read. There's lots of pictures and big print
Pictures
and
are
colors
good. Big print, awesome.
You know what I mean? And we reduce this stuff to like, here's what you need to know.
That's all that
and
matters.
Here's what we're going to do.
Here are the
right?
facts.
Here's how we're going to go into your house and clean out your pantry and clean out your refrigerator. Here's how we're going to go shopping. Here's how we're going to go to a restaurant and order off any menu and get exactly what you want and not feel like you got shortchanged.
Okay.
It's like real life skills.
And can I, if I'm not into the meat part, can I still just do
yes,
fish?
of course.
It's fine, right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Not an issue.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I'm really excited. I'm going to do this. Now, everybody out there, I'm going to think of something to do here. I want everybody that's listening, if you are into this 21-day challenge, I challenge you to do this with me because it could be really fun. And I actually need the support. So like Mark was saying, like having accountability, if there's anybody out there that wants to do this with me, let's do it and see what happens. Send in pictures, send in stuff, and then we'll figure something out.
Well, let's
and I'll
figure
something
this out.
fun.
You have a Facebook group or
I
something
have,
like that?
I'll make one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a Facebook page. I have a fan page. I have Twitter, I have Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, my fans are the most amazing people and they are so awesome. Literally the most supportive and incredible people. I love them so much. And I bet there's people out there that do you think they do it now before the holidays though?
I wouldn't do it before the holidays.
No, we'll have to do it like January 1st or something.
It's perfect New Year, New You.
Yeah. Okay.
So if that's the case,
yeah,
join my group then. And,
exactly. Exactly.
We got this figured out.
You guys have it all together. Because now I'm thinking it's the holidays. People are going to be like, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm eating mama's pumpkin pie and I'm going to eat
3
some
pieces.
bread.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to figure this out and then I'll figure it out. We'll get people towards that.
You'll let people know.
Yeah, I will.
In subsequent podcasts.
Yeah.
So, what else are we going to talk about?
Well, we're almost done. Do you realize we've been doing this for 45 minutes already?
I did not know that.
God,
So much fun.
Time flies when you're having fun. You're amazing. Where can people find you on social media?
We got the Mark's Daily Apple Facebook page. You know what we didn't talk about was my food company.
Yes, which is really important.
Yeah.
I'm doing so freaking good.
No, it's one of the fastest growing food companies in the country right now.
Tell them how much it's grown.
It's one of the fastest growing food companies. I can't tell you in terms of
like crazy
dollar volumes, but we're in 8,000 stores right now.
Right, that's the point.
So we've got 20 different products from healthy salad dressings. These are dressings that are made with avocado oil. Avocado oil is the healthiest oil that you can use. And so
better than coconut.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, look, now we're just splitting hairs.
Okay.
So coconut is a very, very healthy oil. I'm a big fan of coconut oil. But, at some point, coconut oil has a funky coconut taste.
Got it.
And so if you're making dressings, you're going to want an oil that's kind of more neutral. And avocado oil has a very, very beneficial fatty acid profile. So it's got all the right heart healthy fats and none of the unhealthy stuff in it. So we have now we have 5 salad dressings, and they're just killing it. They're flying off the shelves in all the stores, Whole Foods and Raley's and Sprouts and Safeway and Kroger and Publix. It's amazing. Our marquee product is our avocado oil-based mayonnaise. So we changed the way the world looks at mayonnaise now. So we have this Primal Kitchen mayonnaise that's the #1 best-selling mayonnaise in all of Whole Foods. People are now using it to make chicken salad, tuna salad, potato salad, egg salad, all the things that because when they cleaned their diet up and they thought, well, geez, I used to like all these salads, but egg salad, tuna salad, chicken salad,
right.
but there's no good mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is all made with crappy oils.
Right.
Well, we changed that. So now we make a mayonnaise that the more you put on your food, the healthier that meal becomes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like FitVine. The more you drink, the healthier you are.
That's right. That's right. Well,
but really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to try that.
No, it's made with avocado oil, organic eggs, cage-free, from cage-free hens, organic vinegar from non-GMO beets, rosemary extract, and sea
it
salt.
sounds delicious.
It is delicious. Yeah, people are digging it, and we have a chipotle lime flavored version of that, which people use as a sauce on fish.
A marinade.
Like
I
made it the chipotle lime because I'm not the biggest fan of fish, and when I do eat fish, like I just want a little bit of
chipotle lime sounds delicious.
A little kind of sauce to put on it. We also have collagen protein powders. So we make
to put in shakes and things.
Yes, correct. Collagen is the new big hip protein. It's what everybody should be doing.
Oh my gosh, I did not know this.
Oh, it's huge.
I just had an isogenics shake this morning because I was running late. I don't know that.
They're fine.
That's like
They're-
whey?
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, I make a whey protein shake as well. But collagen is the new big thing. Be on the lookout for collagen. It is for not just skin, hair, and nails, which is women have known for like 20 years, but tendons, ligaments, cartilage, all of the connective tissue, all the reason that guys get injured now
Is because of that?
is because they don't have enough collagen in their diet.
Is it a boost that you add to your shake? Is that what
You
it
don't
is?
add it to a shake. You either
Oh.
drink it with, like we make a flavored one, chocolate and vanilla
Okay.
flavored, because you want to drink these. It's kind of interesting. You want to drink them away from other protein because this is a specific amino acid sequence in the protein that the body will take in and want to incorporate into the matrix, the collagen matrix of the tendons and the ligaments and the skin and the hair and the nails. If you mix it with other proteins, now you dilute all of these. All the amino acids get, they swoosh together in your stomach, right? And they go into the bloodstream. And
Is that on the directions on the back?
Yes, it is.
Good,
Yeah, it is.
'cause
Yeah.
For people like me that would.
Yeah. So like I have, I drink 20 grams of collagen before I go do a hard workout at the gym.
Okay.
And in my mind, I am doing it because I want my Achilles tendons and and the tendons in my shoulders and my elbows to repair
From the
quickly
collagen.
from the work that I'm doing, the stress that I'm putting on them. I want there to be the raw materials, the nutrients for them to immediately repair. From
So like because biotin was a huge thing for a while, right? Is that in there too? Or
skin, hair, and nails, biotin, but biotin's a different
see,
concept. Yeah.
there's so many tens.
Yeah, I know.
They're just
As long as
so
there's no
many.
X's in them.
Yeah, exactly. And what else? You have meat and things like that.
We don't have meat, but we have. But we make bars. So we make a collagen bar. We actually have 4 flavors right now, and these are they're snack bars that deliver more collagen than you'd find in a cup of bone broth, for instance. And by the way, bone broth is big now because
That's right.
because collagen. The reason people like bone broth is because it contains collagen, right? But I'm not a person. While I like bone broth on a cold winter day, not in the middle of the summer. So I'm one who I needed a delivery system for collagen for myself. And so these bars, which are handy to carry around with you, they're snack, they basically take the edge off hunger. Because remember what I said, you don't want to go hungry.
Right.
In any of these ways of eating, you don't want to force yourself to go hungry. And one of the major benefits, back to the keto diet, of the keto eating strategy is hunger and cravings and appetite subside. And so you don't have that ravenous, I got to eat everything in sight.
You forget in my thing. I forget to eat, and
People
then I'm
forget to eat.
oh, and I do it all the time. It
Yeah.
was 1:00 in the morning last night, and I
Yeah.
was writing.
Yeah.
I realized I write really late at night, and I realized I hadn't eaten in like 10 hours. So I ended up making a veggie burger in the microwave and then
Right.
went to bed.
Right.
Probably not the smartest thing, but had I had one of those bars,
I mean, it
maybe
would have been,
that would have been better.
yeah. Veggie burger without the bun would have
Yeah.
been the best choice.
No, it wasn't. It
okay,
didn't have
there
a
you
bun.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
You're on your way, Krista.
Yeah, it was just quick. I was like, I better eat something because when I'm really hungry, then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and then
Yeah.
I don't know. But okay, so you have the bars, you have the mayonnaise, you have the
Salad dressings.
the salad dressings.
The collagen protein powders. We also bottle. We make one of the best selling avocado oils for cooking because we like people to cook with healthy oils. This is really
Right.
this whole thing is about
And-
getting healthy fats and quality protein.
And it allows high heat. Like
high
if you're-
heat, right? So
yeah.
over 500 degrees in
Great.
some cases. And that's another thing when you say, well, people
Could you
already
grill?
You can grill with it, but
Yeah.
can you cook with coconut oil? You can, but coconut oil imparts kind of a funky, coconutty taste to
Yeah.
some things. This is a very neutral, light taste.
Yeah.
We also make an extra virgin avocado oil for drizzling on salads or for low heat grilling.
Oh, that's
things like
cool.
It's
As
really
opposed to
cool.
the extra virgin olive oil that
Right.
everybody's used to,
Right.
the extra virgin avocado oil.
it's
That
crazy.
sounds right up
No,
my
it
alley.
really is cool.
That sounds really
Yeah, it's
awesome.
like a really dark emerald green. Got lots of cool. You can almost see the phytonutrients. in it.
Really?
Yeah.
When people that do the 21-day challenges, they're like, if whoever wins, is there like a winner? Is there some-
Everybody's a winner, Krista.
Everybody's a winner.
Yeah,
Not
really.
everybody can be a winner. Not everybody. There's got to be a loser.
Isn't that the millennial thing?
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking of.
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's a winner. That's right, Timmy. That's a beautiful
You get
picture.
a participation trophy for.
Somebody get like maybe a bottle of extra virgin avocado oil.
Sure. No, we have a lot of giveaways during a lot of giveaways.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super fun because
yeah.
it makes people want to work harder
Yeah.
too because they get cool shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really
No,
awesome.
it's great.
Guys, I'm really excited. I'm excited about all of this. I'm excited about this new journey that I'm going on with Mark, with this whole plan. I'm really looking forward to this. It sounds really cool, and I'm so excited I got to meet you.
Likewise,
you're like
yeah.
a legend
Oh,
out there
please.
in the nutrition and health and everything paleo land. You're like a paleo god.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you, Krista.
Yeah, thanks. You too. Well, thanks everybody, and check out Mark's Daily Apple. Learn a little bit. Join me on this 21-day challenge, and let's go rock this shit next year. All right, bye everybody.
She's fine. She's fine.
It's Dragon Wagon.